What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Dillard, bringing you guys back another podcast. This podcast, the Barnyard number 36. I'm here with my dear friend John again. Happy Halloween to everybody. Hope everyone stays safe. I'm not dressing up as anything crazy. I know you said you are dressing up as a disappointment, but guess what I got here? Do you know what I'm coming as today for Halloween, John? I don't even... You know what? I can't even put this on with my hat. Okay, you're about to see my messy hair.
You're a hockey goalie.
No, I am Aaron Judge as Jason. This is the best I come up with, the hammer. I don't know. I'm not doing anything special for Halloween today. I had that taped on the front of my house. Don't ask why it's taped on the front of my house, okay? That's the best I came up with. I don't do Halloween. I haven't done it in years. I'm lame. I'm a loner, okay? I would like to do something. I would like to dress up and actually spend like countless hours in details doing like a Joker or something like that, but you know, I'm not that artistic, okay? I'm not that artistic. The best
dressed up, you were gonna be Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge in a hockey mask. Aaron Judge.
Why?
See, look. See?
Is there a tweet that I missed or something? Like, why is this ungodly combination exist?
Because I'm wearing Aaron Judge jersey and I have a hockey mask. That's why. And I conveniently had a hammer placed in the garage somewhere.
All right, when you get back from Mars, call us, okay?
All right. So, anyways, aside from the jokes, we decided today we would talk about the finalists that they voted for the Gold Gloves.
Speaking of jokes.
And we're going to talk about the 2020 All-MLB Team. So, all right. Do you want to go ahead and go first? Because I know you have some strong opinions.
About which one?
Just start from first base and work your way down. We'll go from there.
Let me start working my way down this list. I mean, first base. If you don't pick Freddy Freeman, I think that you're a fool. Because I mean, like the guy just put up a 1100 OPS at first base. I mean, come on. Like if it wasn't in the American League, he wins MVP easily over everybody. Second base, got to be LeMahieu. I think that I would love LeMahieu. I mean, Solano had a lot of like good moments, but I feel like that if you put like LeMahieu and Solano up next to each other, I think LeMahieu had a better season than Solano did. Shortstop, God, I don't know. Like I was originally thinking like Tim Anderson, but like I don't know. How do I not pick Corey Seager at this point? Right? I mean, are we including playoffs in this, or are we just gonna say like regular season only?
Basing off just regular season only.
I don't know. Tim Anderson has such a good year, but like I could go with either one. I want Corey Seager because like, he drove in 41 RBIs, I think. 307, 15 home runs, 41 RBIs. He stole a base. Good job. Third base.
Just a base. Just one base.
A base. Yeah, just a base. Better than zero. Third base, I mean, I love Urshela, but I mean, you have to go with Jose Ramirez. I mean, obviously, like, you can't not go with Jose Ramirez there. I mean, like, the guy put up an MVP season. I mean, how do you not? Sorry, Urshela. I mean, it's just the guy put up better offensive numbers. I mean, Gio from a defensive standpoint, but like J-Ram from the fact that he just was like a god. But I mean, Machado's right there too. I mean, you can go either one of them. I don't know. You can go either way. I don't know. I mean, I can argue for and against them. Catcher.
It's tough.
Catcher's tough. I'm surprised Salvi Perez came back and just lit the world on fire. I mean, d'Arnaud just to piss off the Mets fans, I guess, right?
I guess. If you want to shoot for the stars, go ahead. That's all on you, buddy.
I don't know what they were defensively. I don't know. I know Salvi Perez is always good defensively, but so is d'Arnaud. I guess I gotta pick d'Arnaud, I guess. Designated hitter, obviously Ozuna. I mean, how do you not? God, he was a monster this year. I mean, I would usually in a normal year I'd pick Nelson Cruz, but like
Nelson Cruz missed some time.
There.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Nelson Cruz was hitting 340 for most of the year? Me too.
And Nelson Cruz is how old?
41.
41. The dude is literally never aging.
Is
it's
he
insane.
41?
Let me check.
He's old, man.
Let me check for you so we know.
While you check, I'm gonna go with
40.
Real Fielders.
Exactly 40.
Juan Soto. I gotta go with Juan Soto. They don't have no Clint Frazier on this list. Fine.
Nope.
Michael Conforto had a great year. I mean, you might as well put him in there. I mean, the guy was like carrying New York until him and Cano were like carrying the Mets.
I'm surprised you said that. That's an interesting pick. Michael Conforto's pretty underrated, honestly. I think he's extremely underrated.
I'm looking at the rest of this list. Everybody else has a lot of RBIs, but I feel like Conforto had a really good year this year. I mean, he didn't hit as many home runs as they wanted him to, but damn. Maybe Mookie Betts. I mean, come on. I mean, the guy was a god tier player this whole year, defensively and offensively. Like I would normally pick Trout, but like comparatively to everybody else, other than hitting home runs, like he didn't really do that much. Am I crazy to think that?
No,
like,
no. You'll see what my picks are later, because I said the same thing whenever I did this on Twitter and I posted it. I'm like, don't let this get twisted.
Didn't you?
No. Mike Trout is obviously the best player in the game, but he didn't have the best overall performance this year. That doesn't mean he's not the best overall player, because he is.
He had a good year. He had a good year.
Hell yeah,
but
he did.
Unfortunately, everyone else had a monster year. You know, I would pick maybe Michael Conforto, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm biased because of where we live. I hear about it every day. Because every single day someone brings up, oh, Michael Conforto and Aaron Judge are linked forever, and I'm like, God, go away. I don't know. I think he had a really good year. I think he could have had a better year. I mean, the guy had 322, and no one saw that coming.
And then you got
starting pitchers.
I got
to pick 5 starting pitchers here.
Yes, sir.
Shane Bieber, obviously. Yu Darvish. This is going to be a shocker to you. I know.
Kenta Maeda?
Kenta Maeda.
Awesome. Wow. I'm impressed. You change your feelings about this man.
I got to take a shower.
we have come a long way with Kenta Maeda this season.
I got to pick Clayton Kershaw. How many have I said so far?
You said Shane Bieber, Yu Darvish, Clayton Kershaw, Kenta Maeda, right?
Kenta Maeda.
That wasn't just a joke, so you just need one more.
4. Okay, Jacob deGrom.
It's a solid list. I can see that.
I would love to include
Garrett Cole.
I'd love to include Cole, but unfortunately, there was a lot of really good pitchers this year who had crazy years. I mean, like, where's my list? Shane Bieber,
Clayton Kershaw, Kenta
Yu Darvish, Clayton Kershaw,
Kenta Maeda.
God, who do I take off to put Bauer in there then?
Kenta Maeda, probably.
No, not Kenta Maeda. I might have to take. I'll take.
It can't be Clayton.
Why not? He had
It can't be Clayton. Clayton's not even on my list, but I don't think I would. Well, let's see. Let me see, just to get the record straight.
Clayton Kershaw, 6.6 and 2, 2.16 ERA, 80.84 WHIP, 62 strikeouts.
3 point.
I mean, who are you taking off this list? Maybe, I don't know. Like, you can't take off Darvish. You can't take off Kenta Maeda.
Honestly, I think there are better options.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
But...
I'll take off Kenta Maeda, and I'll put Trevor Bauer on there, and I'll put an asterisk next to Kenta Maeda.
Okay,
and
that works.
Shockingly opinion. So Kenta Maeda is my 6th, and then my 7th is probably still not Garrett Cole.
Still not Garrett Cole. And that's what's crazy. But here's the thing. In a season that's not condensed, Garrett Cole's got to be on top 5.
I would take Lamet from the Padres over Garrett Cole. I have to do it. And then still I'd probably take Dallas Keuchel.
Wow.
And then Garrett Cole.
Jeez.
Look, just on their regular seasons, I mean, Dallas Keuchel had a crazy good year this year. I mean, I can't take it away from him. The guy played terrific. I mean, look, Garrett Cole pitched great. He had a rocky start, and that's the only reason that hurt him. I don't know. I could put Garrett Cole there, too. I mean, Garrett Cole had a sub-1 whip this year, which is fantastic. But, like, god damn, dude. There's so many good pitchers this year.
All right, let's just move on to relief pitcher, because you're never gonna stop changing them left and right.
I'm taking Nick Anderson, and this is tough. I wanted to take Karinchak, but
he was up there in like the first half of the season, then he just kind of dropped.
I'm not taking Edwin Diaz, so lightning will not strike me at this point in time. I didn't think Colome would actually have a good year this year. So I'm taking Nick Anderson easily, absolutely.
Nick Anderson.
I can't believe no one claimed Brad Hand.
Yeah, that's insanity to me.
Can't believe
He's
that.
so good.
I'd have to take Brad Hand.
Brad Hand.
Oh man, maybe Jake Diekman did amazing. God, the only problem is Jake Diekman didn't have any saves.
Jake Diekman was really, really good. Very, very, very underrated. Did not get the time of day.
I really like Hendricks. I really like Liam Hendricks. I know who you want, but I really like Liam Hendricks.
Yeah, we'll decide what I want after you're done. So, are you good? Are those all your picks?
Those are my picks.
Are those all your picks? Alrighty, so here we go. This is my pick. So obviously, first base,
Number one, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. He's gonna win NL MVP. If he doesn't win NL MVP, it's rigged. That's like enough said. I'm not gonna say any more than that. It's not even close. A lot of people are gonna be like, "Why did you not pick Luke Voigt? 22 home runs." But every other category, Freeman is significantly better than him at. So it's Freeman. It's Freeman. Freeman is the clear-cut favorite.
Freeman batted a whole 200 points higher than Voigt did.
I mean, like if you just look at first baseman,
I'm talking about OPS,
and you look at the numbers, Freeman's batting he almost batted 190 WRC plus, 3.4 F4, like 456 WOBA, 640 slugging, 462 on base percentage. The man was just disgusting. He was just so good in the batter's box. He's locked in pretty much the whole season. Second base. It's got to be DJ LeMahieu. I got to give DJ LeMahieu because, I mean, he was so good, man. I mean, I'm not always about average, but 10 home runs, 27 RBIs, but the 1.011 OPS, that's very, very, very good for a second baseman. 429 WOBA, 177 WRC plus. This is for a second baseman, by the way. I mean,
didn't he beat the AL in both average on base percentage and OPS?
Leading in the AL in average on base percentage and what else?
And OPS.
So yes, average. Yes, OBP, and it's got to be it's got to be OPS too. Let's see.
Because all the high OPS players are in the NL, like Soto and Freeman.
Yes.
And
oh, actually, DJ LeMahieu led in 4 categories: average, on base percentage, slugging, and OPS among qualified hitters. Among qualified second baseman in the AL.
That's why I think he should win MVP.
Guess what else he leads in?
Not smiling?
WOBA, WRC plus, and F4, and probably B WAR as well. So,
right, that's why I
there you
think
go. It's got to be DJ LeMahieu. Moving onward, we got shortstop. Shortstop, that's why I was thinking about it whenever you said this, and I was like, if we're counting postseason, it's got to be Corey Seager. That man had one of the most electrifying postseasons I've ever seen. That was insanity. He just didn't skip a beat. He was just on fire the whole way through, especially the World Series. He was insanity, and I want that man in pinstripes, okay? I'm just going to say it right now. He'd be amazing in pinstripes. It probably won't happen. I can dream, but if we're not counting the postseason, if we're just going strictly off regular season... I really want to say this might be a little biased, but I honestly want to go with Fernando Tatis, to be honest with you. Now, I know his numbers were dropping. I know you could argue that even Trey Turner was a little bit better than Fernando Tatis Jr., but it's honestly like the F4. The F4 stands out. I know it's not by much for Trey Turner. You could make an argument for Trey Turner. You really could. Trey Turner's WRC plus was higher, his WOBA is higher, his slugging was higher, although Fernando Tatis had a higher on-base percentage. I don't know. It's more of a bias thing, but I think shortstop was the hardest. Like, I could see Tim Anderson here and there. I could see Corey Seager just because if you're adding postseason. I could see Fernando Tatis, and I could see Trey Turner. Trey Turner was extremely good. He's a very underrated player. I don't think a lot of people give the light today. And I see Trey Turner as the perfect leadoff man. He's the perfect leadoff man in my opinion. So I'm probably going to go with Fernando Tatis just because it's more of a bias thing. I really like Tatis. But if you go out and say Trey Turner or Corey Seager or even Tim Anderson, you can make arguments for all those players, and I would not, fault you for anything. So
I think maybe the reason why you like Tatis Jr. so much, and it's just like I said, it's not because of bias. It's because where he is now is good. If I had a batter that had 277, I'd be like, yeah, sure, no big deal. It's a great season. But the problem is he started the season up here,
yeah,
and then came down.
Yeah.
And then, literally was a no-show for the last month of the season.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
I feel like he just disappeared off the face of the earth. I stopped hearing about him. I thought he got injured because I didn't hear about him for a month straight.
I'll make everybody feel better if I was being as unbiased as possible and not just being a complete fanboy of Fernando Tatis because I love Tatis. I'll go with Trey Turner because Trey Turner was incredible.
I really think that Trey Turner and now that I'm looking at it, I really think that he had a really solid season. I mean, he was second in shortstops with RBIs, tied with Seager, had the highest average among shortstops qualified.
highest OPS, highest WRC plus,
He had a whole
higher
stolen
F4.
base more than Tatis did.
A whole stolen base, just one more.
He had Corey Seager stolen bases more. You had an extra Corey Seager worth of stolen bases with Trey Turner than with Fernando Tatis. I mean, how did he? Come on.
Okay, alrighty.
That's me.
Moving on, though, we got a third base. Third base, it's got to be Jose Ramirez. I'm sorry to all the Yankee fans who thought I was going to say Urshela. I can't say Urshela. Jose Ramirez had an MVP caliber season. I mean, Jose.
Are you sure Ramirez, or would you go with Machado? Because I feel like they're literally even. It comes down to defense, doesn't it?
No, I will tell you what it comes down to. I'm gonna go through offense, and I'm gonna go through not just the National League, but the American League too. I gotta go with Ramirez.
You're gonna rattle off a bunch of numbers.
I gotta go with Ramirez. He had a higher on base percentage than Manny, higher slugging, higher WOBA, higher WRC plus, higher F4. I mean, more home runs, but a whole one more home run. One more. And okay, so Manny Machado beats him in a whole 1 RBI, but Jose Ramirez also stole 4 more bases, a whole 4 more bases than Machado.
So you're telling me that he had 1 fewer home run, but 1 more RBI in a slightly hitter-skewed ballpark compared to Ramirez with a not so hitterish ballpark, in my opinion?
Yes. Yes, sir.
I don't know.
I got to go with Ramirez. I think Ramirez is the right choice. Okay, it's got to be Ramirez. Moving on, for catchers, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. It's really tough though because I really wasn't expecting much out of the catchers, but this kind of comes down to.
To be fair, we didn't get much anyway.
This kind of comes down to who's qualified for me, because I'm more about the big sample sizes, not the small sample sizes. I gotta go with JT Realmuto. There was only 4 qualified catchers. You got JT, Grandel, Wilson, and Vasquez. I gotta go with JT. I mean, it all comes down to who's qualified type of thing. Same F4 as Grandel, but had a higher WRC plus, WOBA, slugging. On-base percentage, not so much, but the average. More home runs than Grandel, more RBIs. I don't know. I just got to go with JT. It's like I said, I know there's other catchers in here that probably would have fit the bill but the thing is, it's more of just who is qualified. But there wasn't many qualified catchers, so I'm just going to go with JT because qualified. I like the larger sample sizes. There you go. Hate me. I don't care. It is what it is. I'm going with it. Designated hitter. I really wanted to.
There's only one right answer.
I really wanted to pick Cruz, but I can't pick Cruz. I got to go with Ozuna. He had an incredible season. He's just ripping the covers off baseballs. It was just kind of interesting because he didn't really do that when he was with St. Louis the previous season. It was kind of like quite the opposite of what he did.
What is it with the Cardinals and giving up these players? Like
I don't know.
Rosarina,
Luke Voigt. There's a whole stature, a whole MLA formatted paragraph list of players that the Cardinals have given up and are turning into absolute studs.
Yeah. What is with that?
I don't know. It is what it is.
Great drafting team right there. Awful development staff though. That's what the problem is.
Going with outfield now. This one's going to be the one that I think you think is really interesting. So I had to go with Juan Soto. I know I'm going to go against my qualified argument here, but it's freaking Juan Soto. I mean, the dude almost had a 1.2 OPS. The WOBA is off the charts. The WRC plus is off the charts. The average is off the charts. Juan Soto is just a legendary player. If you put him in a season, a full 162 game season, I still would have probably picked Soto. That's the thing that stands out about Soto. He's always going to be one of the best players in the league. And I think once Mike Trout comes off his mountain, if that ever happens, if Mike Trout's literally going to be the next coming of Nelson Cruz in a sense that he's just going to continue to get better with age, probably. It would not surprise me. Not saying Nelson Cruz is anywhere near Trout. I'm just saying as Trout gets older, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets better with age. He's just so good. But I got to go with Soto. I was kind of saying there, once Trout comes off his mountain, though, if he ever does, if he doesn't retire with like a 190 WRC plus at the age of 43 or something, he pulls a Tom Brady and is coming out with some of his best numbers ever once he retires, I think Juan Soto is probably the clear-cut favorite for the best player in the league. at that time. It could change. Who knows? That's just a
Jason
wild prediction.
Dominguez.
Throw out. You could throw him out too. I just don't want to make wild predictions on him. He's so young, and I don't want to throw out a bunch of expectations on him. I just want the kid to play ball, have fun, and thrive, and we'll see from there. So picking Soto, obviously. I wanted to pick Trout, but I can't pick Trout. I liked your pick with Conforto because I think Conforto is extremely underrated. But I'm not going to go with Conforto. I just wanted to mention that. Honestly, I gotta go with Soto. I gotta go with Betts. I don't think I need to explain Betts. Elite defender, awesome hitter in general, just amazing. And this one might shock a lot of people. This was the guy that I actually was picking between him and Trout. I gotta go with Mike Yaz. Mike Yaz had a very good underrated season. Here's the reason. Now I'm gonna pull up the numbers again because I'm a nerd.
I'm gonna go pull up some whiskey.
I gotta pull up the numbers, okay? I gotta tell people why I picked Yaz over Trout. Now here's the thing.
What do they mean?
Trout's got more RBIs. Trout's got more home runs. I get that. But here's the thing. Mike Yaz had the higher average, the higher on-base percentage, didn't have the higher slugging. He had the same WOBA. They literally were tied for WOBA with 407. Mike Trout had a higher WRC plus by 4. But here's the thing. Mike Yaz had a significantly higher B-WAR than Trout, and his F4 was higher by a full 0.1 wins above replacement, which obviously it's not that big of a deal. But and the OPS does go to Trout, but all in all, it's kind of the whole B-WAR thing, the B-WAR. Now, if you guys don't know what the B-WAR is, because I'll bring it up just to clarify that there is a huge gap between them and B-WAR, because a lot of people are like, why don't you just use F-WAR, use B-WAR too, use every tool, which I agree with that too. I think you should use every tool to your disposal because it helps you make better decisions in the long run. So Mike Trout in 2020, 1.6 B-WAR. Mike Yaz, 2.5 B-WAR. That's almost a full win above replacement. That is a huge margin. So I gotta go with Yaz. And that's the thing. You could have voted for Trout. If you voted for Trout, I could see it, and no way, shape, or form, because I am one of the biggest supporters of Trout and scream his name constantly on Twitter because people literally, we've gotten to the point where people still are talking about Trout so much that Trout is becoming underrated again because people are just constantly tearing the man down for reasons unknown. But if you voted for Trout, I could see it. I'm not faulting you for that. But Trout is still the best player. Don't let that get twisted. He may not be voted on here, but he's still the overall best player in the league, and that's probably not going to change for a while. So there you go. There's my picks. Starting pitching, I got to go with Shane Bieber. Yu Darvish, obviously. I got to go with Jacob deGrom, Trevor Bauer. And this is the interesting one. A lot of people don't see this coming, but he had a very good underrated season. I got to go with Dennis. I got to go. You know who I'm talking about. I got to go with Lemmet.
Yeah,
I got to go with Lemmet. He had a very good. Now,
so you and I both have the same 5.
Yeah, here's the interesting though. I was torn between Lemmet and Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns had a very quiet yet productive season.
Time out. What's your 5 again?
My 5?
Yeah, give me your 5 again. And
Shane
why
Bieber.
You're not putting Kershaw in this 5.
Shane Bieber.
You're like, well, you can't take Kershaw out of the 5, and you made me take
because
I
thought Clayton Kershaw. Okay, so from a postseason standpoint, you got to put Kershaw. But if we're talking about regular season, so Shane Bieber
with a 2.16 ERA and a .84 WHIP.
You got Shane Bieber. All right.
Yeah, obviously Justin Bieber's number 1.
Shane Bieber, Yu Darvish. You got Trevor Bauer.
Right. Trevor Bauer.
Jacob deGrom. And Lemmet.
That's it.
No, Lemmet. No.
No, he's Clayton Kershaw.
No, I love Clayton Kershaw, but it's got to be Lemmet. Okay. Look, so here's why.
You're lambasting me for you can't take Kershaw on this.
Because I think you gotta. I don't know. I don't even know. It's just because I like Kershaw. Okay, I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay. Here's the reason. Okay. Here's the reason. All right.
Well, it's because obviously Clayton Kershaw is the best pitcher on grass, pitching on Wednesdays in the history of the Major League Baseball. That's why. There's some stat that says he's the best pitcher ever.
Okay, so no, here's the thing. Lemmet had a lower ERA. a lower FIP than Clayton Kershaw. And a lower expected FIP too, a higher FWAR. I'm pretty sure the WHIP. I'm pretty sure Clayton Kershaw is in favor for WHIP, but it's like a .02. Like it's such a small margin that it's too inconclusive to decide. And then here's my favorite stat. My favorite pitching stat is SIERA, and he had actually a higher SIERA than Clayton Kershaw did. Not much, but still had a higher SIERA, and that's why. Like, you go through pretty much every stat, and Lemmet was better. I'm not saying Lemet's a better pitcher. This kind of goes back in between with Mike Trout. It's like, obviously, Mike Trout is a clear better player than anybody in that list. It's not even debatable. But, and I could say the same for Kershaw, he's probably obviously going to have the better career than Lemmet does, you know? But Lemmet had the better season, and, you know, that's the way that is. That's what happens in condensed season. But here, in a full stretch season, I think Clayton Kershaw definitely has the better season, without a doubt. But, you know, in a weird condensed season, here it is.
Modern era, who has the lowest ERA? Modern era, who has the lowest ERA, minimum 1,000 innings pitched?
It's got to be Clayton Kershaw.
It's not Clayton Kershaw. It's somebody else.
Since when?
Modern era.
Max Scherzer?
No.
Jacob deGrom?
No.
Garrett Cole?
I'll give you a hint.
Justin Verlander.
The point I'm trying to make here is that Clayton Kershaw is number 2. The other, number 1 is not a starting pitcher.
CC Sabathia.
It's not a starting pitcher.
Mariano Rivera.
Mariano Rivera, yeah. But the point is that Kershaw's number 2 on this list.
But that's the thing, though. I'm not saying Clayton Kershaw's not the better overall pitcher. He is, but I'm choosing between this season. That's what it's about. This season, not the whole career. Now, if we were doing All-MLB Team from their entire careers, obviously it wouldn't be Clayton Kershaw. But it's only 2020, so I gotta go with Lemmet. That's the whole reasoning. So. I'm sorry, all the Dodgers fans. If you watch the podcast, have your pitchforks.
69 innings.
So, I will say this before I continue and go into my relief pitcher. I find it incredibly ironic that there are a lot of people that continue to bash Clayton Kershaw for all those years, go out and throw his jerseys under the ballpark or in the parking lot, have people run them over for free, not even telling them to pay for it, just run over my Clayton Kershaw jersey for free, and Clayton Kershaw ended up coming out eventually winning you a ring, for God's sakes. Are you kidding me?
Somebody run over your Clayton Kershaw jersey?
Yeah, and now it's like, oh, now we're bowing to you. We're not worthy of Clayton Kershaw. We're now worshiping the ground that you walk on. Like, it's so funny how fans turn immediately once they win a ring, and it's like, people, if you look at the numbers, you know, obviously.
I have one question for you to end this segment.
Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this, because this has been a long time coming, Chad. This has been a long time coming. I've been sick and tired of defending Kershaw. I can't even say his name right. Clayton Kershaw.
I'm so angry.
Clayton
How do I say his name?
Kershaw. I've been defending this man for years and years and years, and saying this man has gotten extremely unlucky in the postseason. Here is why. 4.19 ERA. That's why you don't look at ERA. His FIP in the postseason is a 3.74. His xFIP is a 3.39. Okay? You go to his WHIP, it's a 1.07. You go to his SIERA, it's a 3.01. That is elite. That is so elite. And you know what? You know what made me so happy? Kershaw came out here, 2.93 ERA, 2.96 FIP. You go to the WHIP, he had a 0.91 WHIP. And then you go to the SIERA, 2.58 SIERA. Okay? I may have not picked Clayton Kershaw for the 2020 All-MLB Team. But do you know what I would pick Kershaw for? The All-MLB Team since pretty much the 21st century, okay? I will agree with you on that. I may have not picked him for 2020. I picked Lemmet, but here's the deal. Clayton Kershaw was absolutely outstanding in the postseason. And I was so happy for him to shut all of his haters down, all of the critics, and tell them, hey, I got what it takes to win a championship, and he did it, okay? He did what he needed to do. He wasn't only good throughout just the entire postseason, but he was good in the World Series when it counted to, a place that he has faulted so many times. And he's faulted in the postseason in general before, not just the World Series. But I was so happy that finally his luck came around, because eventually the more the sample size increases, the more chances that you get out there and go and prove yourself, eventually the luck will line up in your favor, and it finally landed in Clayton Kershaw's favor. I couldn't be more happy for the man. He deserves it. I don't think there's any player in the league that deserves a ring right now more than him. I will say Trout's up there as well, but in terms of somebody who has struggled and has constantly faced bad luck after bad luck after bad luck, it's got to be Clayton Kershaw. It's got to be Clayton Kershaw. Sorry, but it's. I'm just so happy for him, man. I'm so happy. My camera is so happy because it keeps lifting upwards too.
Okay, so I have a question for you. No, this will solidify. This will close my argument.
Okay.
Next season, you can have one pitcher on your team. Do you want Clayton Kershaw or do you want Lamet next year?
Clayton Kershaw. Down the stretch, I think he's a better pitcher.
Okay, there you go. We're done.
I think he's a better pitcher in the long run. But in a condensed season, that's my pick. So here we go with the relief pitching.
I mean, they had identical seasons. You know what I mean? They literally had identical seasons, but I would rather have Kershaw.
So relief pitching. I really wanted to say Nick Anderson. I really did, because Nick Anderson was extremely good.
Say it if you want.
Extremely good. He was so good. Very, very good.
More saves if Tampa Bay didn't decide to screw around with all their other closers.
But I gotta go with Liam Hendricks. I just got to. He was so good. 14 saves, extremely good. And I gotta go with the rookie Devin Williams. He was insanity. He was insane. Like, he was so good. Like, I know the save argument is somewhat relevant, but it's like the dude had a 0.33 ERA, 0.86
ERA was?
FIP. His whip was 0.63, a 1.56 Sierra. I mean, Devin Williams was so good. He was so good. So
Nick Anderson. How do you not pick Nick Anderson over Liam Hendricks in this situation? I mean, Nick Anderson had a similarly low ERA. And also, he had less than half a run and hit per inning pitched. Half than a walk hit winning pitch. Like, that's nuts.
No, that's the thing. Like, I want to pick him, but here's the thing. It also comes down to F4. Liam Hendricks is significantly higher in F4 than everybody else in that list. Okay? So, I know that qualified is kind of a weird stat when you talk about relief pitchers, but I don't know. I had to go with Liam Hendricks. I mean, less home runs, less walks, not as many strikeouts, but close up there. I know he didn't have his, what I think I'm getting the wrong thing right. I mean, no, I'm not talking about saves. I'm talking about something totally different. Now, obviously, I mean, I don't know. It's also the sample size. Like, Nick Anderson, 16.1 innings, and then Liam Hendricks, 25.1.
Yeah, but they both had similar games pitched. I mean, it's just because Kevin Cash decided to use this guy to get one out, and he needed to.
I don't know. It's just I gotta go with Liam Hendricks. I just really like Liam Hendricks. That's what I say. Like, if you pick Nick Anderson, this is kind of like the whole thing with like Trout and the whole thing with what's his name, Trey Turner. If you pick Nick Anderson, I'm not gonna fault you for it. Like, if you pick Nick Anderson, awesome. I mean, I can't fault you for that. You have your own reasonings for it. I don't know. I just got to pick Liam Hendricks because the larger sample size, qualified, similar whips, not that far off. The FIP was still really good with Hendricks, XFIP, higher F4, higher B WAR. I gotta go with Liam Hendricks. But that's my list. I think we should kind of go through this quickly. I know the votes haven't came in quite yet, so we'll kind of see if we're right or not, but let's go ahead and go through this. So we have all the Rawlings Baseball Gold Glove finalists. We're just going to go through some of this quickly and kind of go through who we think is going to win each. I'm going to be honest, I don't really care about pitching Golden Gloves, so I could be totally wrong about it. But let's go ahead and just start from the top. Let's just work our way up and go through this somewhat quickly.
You got a list for me, or am I just gonna?
Yeah. I'll give you the list.
Am I just gonna react to this?
So I'll just give you a list. So for the AL pitchers, we had Canning, Maeda, and Plesac. Now pitchers, I don't really know. Canning, Maeda, and Plesac.
That's a weird way to spell Greinke, but whatever.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Greinke, but
Whatever.
it's
I mean,
not
that's a
Greinke.
great way to spell it. I'm just not gonna be honest with you.
Honestly, I probably have to go with Plesac. I'll just go with Plesac. You know what? You know what? Just for you. I'm going with Maeda. Just for you, I'm going with Maeda. I'm gonna put an asterisk next to Maeda.
I'm going to leave and never come back.
So, what is your pick?
Zach Greinke. Can I write in the
Zach Greinke. Yeah, just write in Zach Greinke. There we go.
Write in Zach Greinke. Like,
for NL pitchers, yeah, Max Fried, Kyle Hendricks, and Alec Mills. I'm gonna go with Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah, I'd go with Kyle Hendricks.
All right, so now we got the AL catchers. You got Grandel, McCain, and
how is Yasmani
Perez
Grandal up for a Gold Glove?
Isn't
this the guy that had like 2 passed balls in 1 World Series inning?
Who are you going with? I'm probably gonna go with Roberto Perez, to be honest with you. Initially.
Look, Roberto Perez, like, the only reason that the Indians catchers exist is because of defense. I mean, you might as well give them a Gold Glove, right?
All right, so moving on. We got NL catchers, Tucker Barnhart, Wilson Contreras, and Jacob Stallings. I'm going to go with Tucker Barnhart.
Is that because of the name?
No. It has nothing to do with the name. It has to do with the DRS. He has a lot more defensive runs saved more than the other two. Huh?
Is this podcast sponsored by Tucker Barnhart?
It is not, but I wish it was. Can we get him on the podcast? That would be awesome.
God.
I can tell him we're basically related because we have the same last names, right? Is that how it works? Okay. All right, so we got the AL first baseman. Yuli Gurriel, Matt Olson, Evan White. It's got to be Matt Olson.
Evan White is a butcher. I don't know how.
It's got to be Matt Olson.
I think the answer is Mike Ford.
Mike Ford? All right. Yeah. You want to write into the baseball voters that you have selected to nominate Mike Ford?
Hold on.
All right, so moving forward, we got the first base. We got Brandon Belt, Paul Goldschmidt, and Anthony Rizzo. Who are you going with?
Let's make a complaint.
Who are you going with?
Did you say Freddy Freeman in there?
No, there is no Freddy Freeman. See, that's what I think is weird. How do you have Brandon Belt but no Freddy Freeman? His UZR was significantly better. Brandon Belt had a negative ultimate zone rating. How do you put him in there?
Matt Olson, but like I don't know who else you're supposed to put there.
I would go with Anthony Rizzo for the NL.
Well, I mean, obviously he had to do something this year to warrant starting every day because obviously he couldn't hit.
Alrighty, so moving forward, we got NL second base, Adam Frazier, Nico Horner, I don't even know who that is, and Colton Wong. It's got to be Colton Wong. DRS and the UZR, that's not really a difficult one to decide, to be honest with you.
Picture where he's just like, who?
Let's see, I kind of moved up a little bit. For AL third baseman, it's got to be Gio Urshela. It's Urshela, period.
I think I don't know. Like everyone seems to really like Isaiah Kiner-Falefa for third base.
It's Urshela. It's got to be Urshela.
All right.
I mean, I know he had a higher defensive run saved, but
what you're telling me is that Isaiah Kiner-Falefa had a better year, but you still want Gio.
No. His ultimate zone rating wasn't as near as good as Urshela, and his ultimate zone rating per 150 wasn't even close.
I saw someone complain that Gio Urshela doesn't have enough range the other day.
That's not true, actually. That's not true at all.
That was really fun.
That's not.
I was like, how much range do you want him to have? Like, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it?
All right, moving on. NL third baseman, Brian Anderson, Nolan Arenado, Manny Machado, Arenado. Moving on. AL shortstop, Carlos Correa, J.P. Crawford, Nico Goodrum. Now, this one...
I don't want to give it to Correa, but I feel like that you just kind of have to.
For Correa, higher DRS, negative UZR, interestingly enough. You could make an argument for Crawford because Crawford's UZR was higher and Crawford only saved 2 less runs. It's tough. You know what? I'm going to go with Crawford because for obvious reasons.
When you say it that way, how many runs did Carlos Correa save at shortstop?
8.
Okay, I was imagining it was something where like he saved 2 and you're like, oh, Crawford only had 2 less runs saved, which is 0.
No, Crawford had 6. So I'm going to go with Crawford.
God, I don't want to give it to Correa, but I feel like I just...
If you give it to Correa, it's fine. I'm just giving it to Crawford.
It makes me upset. It makes me upset.
Alrighty. We got NL shortstop Javier Baez.
Hang on his fridge and be proud of something for once.
Yeah, Javier Baez, Miguel Rojas, and Dansby Swanson.
Look, I talk a lot of shit about Javier Baez, but the dude can play defense.
Honestly, who are you talking
You know
about?
what home plate is.
Who are you talking about exactly?
Javier Baez.
You know what?
Look,
I gotta give it to Swanson.
He might not know where home plate is because he can't hit the ball, but he knows where shortstop is. I'm
gonna have to give it to Swanson, to be honest with you. I know that's really bizarre, but Swanson had a very good defensive season. Saved 3 more runs than Baez, and the UZR was only .2 difference. That's too much to be inconclusive. So I'm going with Swanson. We going up now.
Like Baez had a much more difficult season.
I gotta get to Swanson though. Swanson.
No, but I mean, like you're talking about, like Baez has a more difficult season, which is like the pitchers he was playing with depended a lot more on contact as opposed to Darvish strikes out a lot of people. But like, I don't know. I feel like Atlanta's pitchers were like strikeout machines this year.
Oh, you're not lying about that. Especially Max Fried, he was extremely good.
So I feel like that maybe it's due to the fact that Baez had more opportunities to field the ball. It could be that. Okay. I don't know. I have to look at the numbers.
And we're just doing this rapidly because once they actually pick, then we'll kind of go into deep discussions. But right now, this is just kind of speculation. For the left field, AL left field, Alex Gordon, Gurriel Jr., and Kyle Tucker.
I already know who you want.
Who?
Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker?
I feel like you want Kyle Tucker because he's your number 1 fan.
I mean, this one's tough. I mean, you could do Alex Gordon. I don't think it's Gurriel Jr., but I think you could do Tucker or Alex Gordon. I honestly don't know how Tyler O'Neill wasn't even a freaking nominee because the dude had 9 defensive runs saved and 5.7 ultimate zone rating. He was better than every left fielder in the league. I don't know how he didn't get nominated.
Depends how much time he played in left.
He was qualified. That's the thing.
Okay, I mean, maybe it's like the Tanaka Greinke problem. They just forgot he existed.
I don't know. That making me shake my head.
This list is not generated by coaches. This list is
generated. Sorry. I'm talking about that's NL. That's NL. Okay. Sorry, because they did nominate Tyler O'Neill, and that's who's going to win NL. Okay. So for AL, it's probably I'm just going to go with Kyle Tucker. I'm just losing my brain. I'm losing my train of thought today because I was like Tyler O'Neill, and I'm like, wait, no, he's a left fielder for the Cardinals. I'm like, yeah, completely getting it mixed up. So, moving on though, we got an AL center field. We got Byron Buxton, Laureano, and Luis Robert. It's honestly gotta be.
Laureano.
Now, this is the one that doesn't make any sense to me. How does Kevin Kiermaier not get nominated? Yeah, how is that possible? He was significantly better than everybody, and it wasn't even close. He is elite as elite.
I'll give you their phone number so you can call and complain.
And it's not even like it's a qualified problem. He was qualified. Yeah. How does this make any sense?
Because they do it by an index.
Do better. No, do better. That's what I'm going to say. Do better. That's inexcusable. It should be Kevin Kiermaier, period.
Among those people in this list, who would you pick? I think I'd take Laureano.
No, I'm not picking any of them because I'm picking Kevin Kiermaier.
Wow, you're just going to abstain?
Yes, I don't care. I'm picking Kevin Kiermaier because it's a disgrace that he wasn't. And I'm not even a Rays fan. I'm a Yankees fan.
All right.
And I'm saying this. Like, it should have been Kiermaier.
What's the next category, Karen? All
right, so we're going to center field again for National League. Acuna, Bellinger.
Why did you put Kevin Kiermaier in, huh? Hey,
because he should have been in there, okay?
No, I know he should have been in there. I'm not arguing against you.
All right, so we got National League center fielder Acuna, Bellinger, and Trent Grisham. Go.
Bellinger.
You sure?
I want to pick Bellinger.
You pick Bellinger?
Pick Bellinger.
I'm gonna pick Trent. I'm gonna pick Trent. He was very, very good. 7 defensive runs saved.
That ball in center field to lose the game to the Cubs in the
7.5 UZR.
See the guy on the Brewers? Who's the guy who lost the game for the Brewers, the wild card game?
I don't know, but you know what? Stop trying to make me feel bad about my decision. I'm going with Trent. Okay? Don't care. Do not care. Okay?
Hold on. It was Trent Grisham.
Okay, moving
What's
on
up right
because
there?
moving on because I don't care.
I don't care.
AL right field. This is what's very interesting. Frazier, Gallo, or Santander. My heart wants to say Frazier,
Gallo, I'm sorry. I'm not picking
but
Joey Gallo.
I'm sorry. It's got to be Gallo. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. It's got to be Gallo.
But the guy has meat claws for hands.
I don't care. He had more defensive runs saved, a better UZR. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that I don't understand. How come Kiermaier is the best center fielder in the AL and doesn't get nominated, but Clint Frazier does, and Frazier isn't even qualified?
Look,
how does that make any sense?
Away from it is, I don't think he's winning it because he's not qualified and because he spent way more time like not playing than playing. But I feel like that Clint Frazier, despite the fact of him having less defensive runs saved, I feel like that if you apply a rate stat to him, then if you compare him to Gallo, I feel like he would have more. So like if you took Joey Gallo defensive runs saved over the number of innings he played and compared him to Frazier, I feel like that Frazier might have more. But again, I don't think he wins because A, he's a Yankee, and B, because he's not qualified.
Well, the Yankee thing, toss up, but okay. Well, if you don't want Gallo, that's fine. But
I'm just telling you that if Joey Gallo played kickball at his kid's school, he wouldn't get anybody out. That's all I'm saying.
I'm more just saying, and this is me as a Yankee fan. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like, how does Kevin Kiermaier, the most elite center fielder right now, or at least last year or so, he was so elite. He just led in every category. With outs above average and DRS and UZR, he's elite as it comes, and he was qualified too, but he doesn't get nominated, and Clint Frazier does, and Frazier wasn't even the best right fielder in the AL. Like, how does that make any sense? I don't get that. That makes zero sense to me.
Maybe because the national TV factor.
I don't know, but it makes zero sense to me. And then the last thing that we'll go through, actually there's two. Right field, we have Mookie Betts, Charlie Blackmon, Jason Hayward, and Cole Calhoun for NL right fielder.
4.
Yeah.
Well, the answer is Mookie Betts, and if you have any other idea, wrong.
Yep. I definitely agree. 11 DRS, 6-point UZR.
I don't even know
insane.
why they nominated 4 because the answer is there's only one option.
Mookie Betts. That's the only correct option.
That's the only answer.
And here is a correction because we actually missed one because Rawlings actually had to make a correction about it later on in the same day. But there was a tie for AL second baseman Cesar Hernandez, Danny Mendick, Jonathan Schoop, and Nicky Lopez, which is interesting that they never nominated DJ LeMahieu, which I get it. But honestly, I got to go with Cesar Hernandez. It's got to be Hernandez. He was extremely good with the glove. He was very good. Do you have any inputs on that one?
Nope.
Just go with Hernandez and call it that?
Okay.
No, we just can say we're going to go with Kenta Maeda. Kenta Maeda for second base, AL, Gold Glove.
Okay, Sato should have won a Gold Glove at second base.
Yep. Alrighty. So that's all that we have time for today. We'll definitely have
perfect fielding percentage at second base.
No, we're not talking about fielding percentage. Stop that. That's a bad stat. Stop using fielding percentage. Stop using it. No, stop. Errors are not a good indicator of defensive ability, so stop it.
Jorge Posada at second base. He's a perfect fielder.
I don't care about Jorge Posada. What was it? Was it even a full inning?
It was a full inning.
Was it a full inning? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jorge Posada, full inning.
He had a put out.
Yeah, I know about the pull-out, but I don't remember if it was a full inning or not. I don't know if it was
it was a full inning.
Okay, so I'll give him credit for at least a full inning. Okay, that's a big sample size. That is a significantly large sample size. Honestly,
better than DJ LeMahieu's fielding percentage this year, by the way.
With the whole Kevin Kiermaier thing, they didn't nominate him. If you're not going to nominate him, you might as well nominate Jorge Posada over Clint Frazier if that's how we're going to do this. So there you go. Who's the Gold Glove finalist? You decide. Is it Jorge Posada or is it Clint Frazier? Let us know. But that's about all the time we have today. I hope you guys did enjoy the podcast.
This is wins more easily if it was a real first baseman at first instead of Luke Voigt.
Probably. I don't have any idea.
I think he wins.
Probably.
You put Choi at first, And
G-Man
Urshela-
Choi, he is literally winning.
God, how is G-Man Choi not a Gold Glove first baseman?
He's literally winning 9 times out of 10 if G-Man Choi is the first baseman again of the New York Yankees.
Come on, how is G-Man Choi not an AL first baseman Gold Glove candidate? Have you seen this dude? He's like he's pulling disco moves.
I'm gonna have to disagree. Matt Olson is significantly better. It's gotta be Matt Olson.
Have you seen this guy? He looks like a damn ballerina.
It's gotta be Matt Olson, my guy. I cannot revert my last statement. But that's about it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. We'll definitely be making a podcast here soon. Happy Halloween and I can't even speak right now. Just have a wonderful rest of your night. Okay? Okay, I can't speak today, so just have a wonderful rest of your night. See you guys later.